Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, good. So let's start out with our members speak. Since we have a guest, let me just start with Jose Valdez from SoCal Junk Brothers. Is it you and your brother that have the business you started?
Yes, sir. It's me and my brother.
Okay. Why don't you introduce yourself and what you guys are doing?
Yes, sir. So I have a little speech that I have right here. So I'm Jose Valdez. I'm the president and co-founder of SoCal Junk Bros Removal LLC. We're based out of Long Beach, California, and it's me and my little brother. We decided to build this business to bring professional, a reliable touch to junk and demolition debris across Southern California. We specialize in clean outs for property managers, contractors, real estate professionals. We handle everything from evictions and remodel debris to move out and post demo scrap. Our crew is fast and we're bilingual, so that helps us out with a lot of the Spanish clients. We like to show up on time and professional. We're growing our business organically, so we don't have any paid lead services that we go with. We're reaching out personally to build real relationships, just to be more dependable, easy to work with. We love to be your go-to crew. We want to explore how we can help operations run more smoother. So whether it's a last-minute job, urgent cleanouts, we're always willing to work with anyone.
Great, great. Any questions for Jose?
Jose, do you also do landscape and debris?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, ma'am.
That'll be
So we have a 8 by 10 by 4 foot trailer. It does have a hydraulic dump, so we'd be in and out quick, really, really fast. We have our own, we carry our own tools, so clean up. We won't leave a mess at your house or anything like that.
So that's also like construction sites. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And private homes you said too, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm making cold calls on behalf of power partners, trying to find new power partners. And I called Jose. We had a nice conversation. Turns out we might be doing some help with him on marketing with his business cards and the decals on your truck. Just a quick question. The decal you want, is that going to be like one you want to glue on, like to paste on?
Yeah, like a vinyl. Yeah, like a vinyl sticker. Just put it on.
Okay. No, just checking. Okay. So any other questions for Jose?
No question specifically, but it's crazy how Alan, I just want to give a little bit of an insight, how Jose came in and he explained what it is that he does. And right away, my brain is working so many different things. I'm like, oh, he can probably work with Vince because Vince's company does
Mhm.
this and that. And like, so it's crazy. Vince, he's not here today, unfortunately, but he is another power partner. And so it's like the connections that Power Partner makes is like you showing up to these meetings, it automatically brings our core people into consideration because you're telling me what you do. This is the first I've ever heard of your business, your line of work. And I'm like, oh, wait. Like, so I think it's really great when you bring someone new in that has a complete different field or line of work, and that it's easily like, oh, they can work with so and so and things like that. So I just want to bring that up because I think that, that's the first thing that popped in my head.
Right, right. And I've already sent him a couple of introductions or just at least names, just so he get a feel for how we do work when I'm using Johnny's AI to make those introductions as well, Candace. So thank you. That is true. But nothing actually beats these meetings, frankly. I think
Mhm.
the top way to really connect with people is through the meetings where I can hear them talk and then going into our in-person. If you didn't hear before, Jack and Kelly, we scheduled it for August 7th, our in-person member roundtable for being able to discuss problems and solutions that we have in our business. So it's not a networking event. It's not a happy hour. It's a work session from 10:30 to noon, tentatively at Keller Williams on 2nd and PCH. And with lunch afterwards, we'll go to a restaurant nearby. So, okay. Well, thank you, Jose. Thank you for attending. I'll be available to answer any questions about Power Partners. And let's go on to Deborah Armijo, I
Thank you
Trust
guys for
Marketing.
having me.
Yes, stick around. Stick around.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Deborah, what's the latest with I Trust?
Well, hello. Hi, Jose.
Hi,
Deborah
Deborah.
from I Trust Marketing, helping businesses with their visual communication, whether it's online or offline, meaning, print, brochures, tablecloths, hopefully look forward to maybe helping Jose with
Oh
his
yeah,
company.
definitely.
Yeah, so and then even like working with Johnny with AI, that's been real interesting. And plus what's ironic is working with a client together, we still have to promote the AI visually. So we're putting information on their website to remind them to use this new tool. It's just ongoing updating things. Then also we're working with Arlene with Option One Home Care. We updated, she already has her logo and website and all that, but she's had some outdated information on her brochure. So we updated that, got it printed. It was funny because our old brochure didn't even have her website on it. So things like that. We put QRs to get to information, but also helping her. We were at one of her meetings where we were handing it out for her and meeting doctors and nurses, and hopefully do more like that. Maybe some expos or conferences with her, help her set up her visual marketing with banners and things like that, tablecloths. But yeah, and then finally, well, I don't know, it's a never ending updating our Power Partners brochure. So I think we finally have it done, but we may have to wait again. But
We'll have,
what I
we'll have it
do
done by
have,
the 7th. We'll have it done by the 7th.
well, we have to have it done by the 7th, but if people join afterwards, I have it really big on the brochure to look for updates, got QR codes to go to the members listings. So I'm always kind of thinking ahead but it's really nice to hand out something tangible. I have to tell you, it works. So, but yeah, if you can see our work on itrustmarketing.biz, you can see their websites, our logos, our print material, social media, online images. So there you go.
Good, good. Any questions for Deborah? Okay, thank you, Deborah. Very comprehensive for us. I wanted to go to Jeffrey since we haven't seen you in a while, Jeffrey. How are things with the office condos?
You're renting them out?
We're actually selling them. This is the Costa Mesa project Alan's referring to, 200 East Baker. It was an office condo conversion we started over 2 years ago, and it's going well. We've sold two at full asking. We have one in escrow and expecting another signed purchase and sale agreement today. So that will sell out about half the building, which puts us in a really good position for the remainder of the project.
Good
But
for you.
they're coming along fantastically.
Question, who are you selling to? What businesses?
Professional services. So one was a wealth management, one is a technology group, an attorney. Attorneys are really loving the project just because it's super high-end office space. The group we're in escrow with is actually a real estate development company, small firm, but they do some pretty good projects, just looking for, professional office space.
And what are the range and sizes of these spaces from?
The smallest one is about 2,300 square feet, and the largest is 12,000 square feet,
Thank you.
How many floors is that?
2 floors.
And you said they're condos. So I'm curious because this is commercial, right?
Yes.
I'm curious about that. Does that mean like it's a co-op? Because it's not an HOA. I mean,
There is
so
an
how?
association. Yeah. So it's just like you would think of a residential condo, right? This is just a commercial real estate office condo.
Hmm.
So there are 10 units in this two-story office building. They all have an individual APN. Every owner can take title however they choose. So just, full standard rights of owning of real estate. But because there is common area, there is an association in place that manages the common area, internal and exterior landscaping, all that good stuff for the property.
Insurance and all that. Does it include any like utilities or any other?
The association, yes, all the units are separately metered for electricity. Everything else is included in the association. So basically, a buyer will have their mortgage, their property taxes will be the primary expenses, their premises insurance, right, for just insuring everything within the walls, and then their electricity.
Hmm. Yeah, someone was asking me about commercial space, and I didn't even know that this was an option.
I'm driving right now.
Yeah, it's fairly unique. We're seeing it a little more often. We're seeing it with medical office as well. I'm actually seeing it with some industrial product as well. The what I like about this project is the majority of the units are 2 to 5,000 square feet, which in office space, that's the majority of the requirement. It's probably 80% of the demand in the market, but they don't build buildings that small. You really don't find anything under maybe 5,000, but most likely 10,000. So it's a I mean it's a drop in the bucket as far as the supply goes, but we're catering to what could be a pretty large demand because again, that's the majority. That size range is the majority of the market, but there's just not a lot for sale in that size
Yeah,
range.
when I was doing a lot of the real estate, I had a couple of commercial people come up to me, and the two biggest concerns were, of course, availability because there was nothing out there that they need or that fit their needs,
Mm-hmm.
or if it did fit their needs, it was too much, and buying the land as well put them over the price limit. So I didn't even know buying a condo, a piece of a property like this, was an option. And I'm like, damn, I wish I would have known about this a couple of years ago.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So Jeff, Kelly Hawes she changed her companies and she's more on the lines of placements and contacts in the warehousing area, right, Kelly?
Yeah, Jeff and I we've met before.
Okay,
So we
good.
already had coffee. Yeah, so we're aligned. We're good to go.
All right, just
I'm glad
making
you're
sure.
selling. That's awesome to hear, Jeff.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
One of those for me, Jeff. I plan on making a lot of money soon.
I love it. That's what I want to hear.
Love to see you in one of those things.
Rising tide lifts all ships. Let's do it.
Last thing, Jeff, if you get the opportunity to have a, for Power Partners mixer at your space, let us know, now that you're getting more set up over there. We'll bring people to you. We'll bring people to you. Okay,
absolutely.
Let's go to Valerie. Valerie, welcome back to Power Partners. Thank you for rejoining. I know you were a member. We have you a member since 2023, but you were a member well before that. You had to take a break and came back, and now, but we love having you as a great resource, as well as a friend. And thank you for the leads that you've been giving us. Those are always nice to get. What else? Why don't you tell us what's the latest?
So I am a veteran real estate agent. I've been selling real estate in the LA County, Orange County area for a very long time. Residential is a majority of my business, but I do some small commercial, small office buildings, various locations. The real estate market is shifting. We talk about that all the time in my industry, but we are seeing the shift. Inventory is up 30%. Price reductions are in the 40% range. Norm is somewhere lower than 30. Interest rates are remaining in the high 6s to 7. We don't see any shift there at all. So it is becoming something we have not seen in decades, maybe a normal market where, we don't have 10 offers. We don't have properties selling $50,000 or $100,000 of a list price. We see them sell for list price or slightly under. We're seeing more concessions from sellers in terms of paying closing costs or other concessions for buyers. A shift going on. Meanwhile, property continues to appreciate. LA, Orange County, there's nowhere else to build. And consequently, we're going to see things like, I expect we'll see these condo conversions and business condo conversions, existing sites, because there's just nowhere to build. And people keep coming to California. Our economy continues to be extraordinarily robust. So overall, some shifts, but the market remains very, very strong. Please feel free to use me as a resource. As I said, I've been in the business for a long time. If there's nobody in our group in terms of a vendor, I have people, real estate attorneys, trust attorneys, any attorney you might, divorce attorneys, any attorney you might want. I can certainly provide a referral, as well as contractors, handymen, you name it. They're all vetted. I personally use the vast majority of them. Either they have worked for me or I've seen their work in one of my clients' homes. So please use me as a resource. If I don't have the answer or I can't provide someone, I'll find someone for you.
Yeah. And any questions for Valerie? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So are you a broker or an agent?
I'm an agent.
You're an agent.
Tell me, why would I want to be a broker and have that additional liability?
Only reason I ask is because I'm a broker and I'm like, you don't want to be one. So
Yes, you know why they're called brokers, right, Johnny? Because they're broke.
you're absolutely right about the whole liability. No, the only reason I'm asking was because of the platform I'm going to show you guys in a minute. I'm like, I'd have to talk to your broker to see. I just think there's a lot of synergy there. And moreover, I wish I would have known you again 2 years ago before I became a broker and all this stuff. Because with your experience, it would have been great to have some sort of mentor rather than stumbling through the chaos that I've gone through in the last few years.
Well, this is why we're going to have this member roundtable, is to get this resource connections going. You know, we all want leads, we all want referrals, but we don't miss out on saving money or making money from information that we can get from each other. Let's stay on the real. Do you want something, Jim?
Yeah, I want to, Valerie, it sounds like things have flipped pretty quickly here in the last couple of months.
They really have, Jim. You're
And I
absolutely
want
right.
to say, I want to give Jack Zinsky a heads up here because he predicted this.
Yeah.
Nice going, Jack.
Well, I wanted to go to Jack to keep it on the real estate front and just kind of mention, I don't know if this is a canary in a coal mine, but a friend of mine's a realtor in the Hamptons in New York. And like, I see his emails and like prices are reduced by $200,000, you know? And I don't know if that's going on here where price reductions in housing is a thing yet, but I just thought it was surprised to see like that big a drop, but I think it's relative to, you know, when you're talking the Hamptons. But yeah, Jack, what's the latest? Thank you for your emails. Those are very good information that you're sending out. And you're on the mute. You're on mute. You're on mute, Jack. We can't lip read. There you go.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a weird market. It all started, and I visit real estate agents all the time. You know, it's the bulk of my referral business. And so I'm out actually on the street in offices talking to people. And it's funny that everything seemed to happen right around the.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, boo.
Talk about
We
a
go to
cliffhanger.
commercial.
You froze up, Jack.
Wait.
You
I felt like
froze.
that was done on purpose, man. I was like,
you had everybody at the edge of their seats.
So anyway, I'm not sure what just happened there, but anyway, so it all kind of happened and I kind of equate this to like a slack tide. It's kind of in between one tide coming in and the other one going out. And so there's a lot of stagnation. I think people are waiting. I think Valerie may agree with this, but I think there's a ton of pent-up demand and people are just waiting. They're waiting for some impetus to kind of go forward. I think the uncertainty kind of stalling it, and that's creating a little bit of a lack of demand. And I think probably the biggest impetus that will make things go forward will be some positive move with the interest rates. And once we get there, once we get some feeling that it's going to go and continue to go rather than go and then stop and back up again, I think that'll probably change the tide to go back out, but it'll be probably more of a buyer's market. There's going to be, I think, more sellers than buyers. And I think it'll kind of even out. We never are even. It's always one way or the other. Unfortunately, it's never predictable one, you know, with an even buyer seller market. So anyway, I'm just looking forward to our demand. I'm sorry about my printer. It's going nuts. I'm just looking for that point where we tip and start going the other way with the interest rates. And I think the real estate market will stabilize then. So it's good we have inventory. It's good we have appreciation. I think it's good that we have a lot of buyers that are ready to buy. We're just looking for the trigger.
Right. What do you froze when you said, what do you think started it?
I think it all started basically when the whole thing, in my mind, it started right when this tariff business started at the beginning of April.
Mm-hmm.
The stock market went sideways. People's retirement accounts went down. The buyers got uncertain. Do I really want to jump in? I don't know what's going to happen. And we kind of got stuck there. And from all of my agents that I talked to, stuff is sitting on the market. Crazy stuff is sitting on the market that didn't sit on the market 30 days before. So it's really, really weird. As Valerie explained, the shift is just crazy. But again, it's just a dynamic that I think, as fickle as it is, it's just going to take a little bit of a trigger. Hopefully it's the interest rates that kind of set things back moving again. Because it's dead.
I'll let Jim go, but I got a statement on that too.
Go ahead, Jim.
Okay, where's Jose? Jose, you can get rid of
Sir.
anything. You can move anything. Any way you can get my ex-wife out of my life?
Oh,
That one we'll do for free.
oh, ouch.
That's a
Hey,
deal.
Jim, there's a dark web I can introduce you to. Hold on, we'll talk later.
The dark web.
Jack, to your point, so I mean, I think most of you know my background is in the mortgage and analytics and whatnot, and I still do small contracts for friends here and there. And one of the research that we were doing was exactly that. Like we're trying to predict what the Fed's going to do over the next 2 to 3 quarters, and we were seeing some improvement prior to this election, and we thought, okay, cool. We thought there was going to be a boom and rates would come down, but you're right. The tariffs, unfortunately, artificially is keeping inflation high, which is forcing the Fed to keep rates high. We think they may even raise them if this administration says they're going to do what they're going to do with the tariffs. But to your point, the craziness of all of this is that you have rates that are high, appreciation that's still going up, and if you actually look at the household debt and the money supply, if you guys don't know what FRED is the Federal Reserve Economic Data Source. It's my go-to place to go. They have a thing in there that shows you how much money people have in their savings account as a whole country and as well as debt. All the money people had saved up during COVID seems to be being tapped into now because we're no longer seeing that crazy line up, and debt is through the freaking roof. So I don't even know, unless interest rates come down, even the people who are working and want to buy that new house, I don't know if they're going to qualify with their DTI because their debt is so high. Even before I stopped doing mortgages, I stopped doing mortgages last year. Some of my clients were coming in and they were telling me, yeah, I have 150,000 in cash that I saved during COVID. Why? Because they stopped paying their mortgage payment because they weren't going to be foreclosed on, and their wife was on unemployment, but they were getting COVID relief. She was making more money on unemployment than she was in her job, so they were able to accumulate a lot of cash. But to hold on to that cash, they started using their credit cards for everything because the credit card payments were so much smaller. So now when they were trying to come back 2 years later saying, oh, I want to buy that house now, which is 20% higher than it was 2 years or 4 years ago, I'm like, you don't qualify. They go, what are you talking about? I have 150,000 in cash. And I'm like, yeah, but you've added $40,000 of debt on your credit card with that mortgage payment at these prices. Your DTI is over 50%. I can't qualify you unless we go non-QM, and even then you don't qualify. So we're trying to figure out what the next wave is going to look like. But I think to Valerie's point, we're going to start seeing a lot of more concessions. You're going to need to. I mean, these people are not going to be able to afford it otherwise, and values are going to start coming down. And if the administration does move forward with a lot of these tariff talks, it's possible we're going to start seeing a recession. And if we see a recession, that could trigger a lot of other things too. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents that came up, and I had to throw it in there.
Yeah, let me welcome, and this is, things that we can bring up too, and, how to deal as members with recession and possibilities and stuff. We're going to talk about this. Miguel, welcome. We scheduled our member roundtable for August 7th from 10:30 to noon, and then we're going to have lunch afterwards. It's going to be most likely at Keller Williams right now. So that's the plan. It's an in-person thing. So that's our relationship building opportunity and problem solution meeting. Let's go to Candace. You have a couple of announcements, right, Candace? At least one.
Yes. So just a little bit of an overview here at Take My Tasks, formerly known as DaftCo, which is still our parent company. We provide customized virtual assistant services. Basically, anything you need from lead generation, appointment setting, calendar management, executive assistance, personal assistance. And the list literally goes on: bookkeeping, project management, picture, video editing, everything. When I say customize, we basically, go off of your business wants and needs. So there's that. We do try to keep our pricing as low as possible, at around $12 to $15 an hour, give or take. And you get qualified candidates. So if you use specific CRMs or specific tools, they would be, all the candidates provided to you would be experienced in those tools, to minimize your training time. And an announcement, I guess, that Guy and I can share together is, we just partnered yesterday. So we have officially started
Yep.
recruitment for him today.
What
Good.
do you-
Yeah. We had a call yesterday. Am I on mute or?
No, you're
No,
okay.
we can hear you.
Good,
Go ahead.
good. Yeah. Sorry. Again, I'm in the car. Yeah, we had a great meeting yesterday. Thank you very much, Candice. And she looked at which CRM we're going to use. She recommended some. I took that one of her recommendations, and then the good thing is that the person she's going to find us is going to know that CRM, and he's going to know the marketing platform that we're going to use. So I don't need to waste my days and weeks just trying to teach someone how to use stuff. I can just unleash them, on the CRM and the marketing tool, and let them do their work, and I can concentrate on other things. That's what I like about it. And the price is excellent. I mean, like $15 an hour for 4 hours a day. I mean, that's an excellent price.
What's the
Just
goal?
knows what he's doing.
What's the goal with your virtual?
Basically cold calling companies, mining the Apollo IO, and finding qualified clients so they can schedule me into a meeting with the clients, and then I can just we can grow the company, because until now, for 2 decades, more than 2 decades, I've been growing organically from one client to another, and now we want to do this one big jump in growth, and for that I need someone to be on the phone and to make phone calls. I never tried it before. It's going to be the first time, so we'll see how that's worked.
So good. So Candice, anything else you want to add, or any questions for Candice?
Well, I just wanted to add, so one of the things that, Guy mentioned is he wants to make calls, right? So that's one of the things that his agent would do. So depending on what, everyone's line of business is, making calls is pretty much very important, right? But you have to think about what is your time worth. Is being on a phone call important? Absolutely. It's something that needs to get done, right? Because you need to try to reach out to prospects and things of that nature. But does it require your expertise? Absolutely not. So is your time more valuable than between $12 to $15 an hour? Of course it is, right? So your time can be used elsewhere. And so what it does require your expertise. So that's one of the reasons why it was a basically no-brainer for Guy and Jim also to go ahead and bring on take my tasks as a client.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of value there. Okay.
Well, I think the other thing is to know what you're good at and what you're not, and to admit it in a way. I'm not good in cold calling, and I'm not good in I'm just not good in doing those sales at the initial contact. So just offload it, let someone that knows what he's doing to do what they need to do and what they know how to do, and then move on and do what you're good at.
Okay, so Guy, let's go to you. What are you good at?
We're good in cybersecurity and IT.
So you're
we're good in managing network and securing them.
Right.
We've been doing it for a little bit more than 2 decades. We have four techs working in LA and Orange County. And we basically either work with the existing IT department and help them in what I call the higher level things that they need, more like a CIO position, or we take over the IT for the company and we manage everything from A to Z for those companies, which A is basically laying down the infrastructures and the cable and the Wi-Fi and everything else. And Z is, doing the cybersecurity, the backup, the network administration for them, the purchasing of the computers and everything in between that the company needs. We've been doing it again for 2 decades, and we have client Orange County, LA County, and now a lot of things are shifting into the cybersecurity. I'm shifting my attention into the cybersecurity for our clients, while my team is working on the day-to-day operation when it comes to network administration, troubleshooting, upgrading, and in October, Windows 10 is gone. The support for Windows 10 is gone. So we have a lot of computers that need to be upgraded to Windows 11 by that time. So anyone that has Windows 10, just make sure that you guys upgrading to Windows 11 as soon as possible.
Okay, thanks, Guy. Guy has a very good podcast we did with him, B2B Synergy, where he explains a lot of his services and shares his knowledge in different areas. Okay, good. All right, thank you, Candace. Thank you, Guy. Let's go to Jim Better. Jim, how are you doing?
Swell.
So
And
good.
just a quick point here. When Valerie was on, I get a sense some optimism in the market, and then Jack comes on and he reinforced that, and then Johnny comes on. I think maybe we're going to mute Johnny when he starts heading south with his comments. We don't need any reality checks here right now, Johnny. We just need to feel good about things.
I apologize. I'm the one that's always expecting the worst, so I'm never disappointed.
Well, okay. I'm going to take you off my speed dial if you don't mind.
Hey, man, but I'm the guy that will always say, "Don't worry, I got you." I was already prepared for this worst case scenario. I got you. Let's build you back up.
Well, Jim, do you have any solutions on how to avoid aging? To keep. Could you how do that?
Don't talk to Johnny.
how do you avoiding aging a positive?
Well, you eat a lot of In-N-Out burger.
Enjoy yourself.
Drink bourbon. Stay up late. Get up early. Don't get enough rest. There's a lot of things a way to avoid aging, because you'll be happy, healthy, and dead on the same day in your early 60s.
Wow. So you're telling me I have a bad outlook? Wow.
Let's
solving a problem here, Johnny.
Let's educate Jose on what you do, Jim.
Okay. You all may have heard that legislation recently passed and our president signed a big bad bill, a big beautiful bill that's going to have a real impact in the field where I work, which is in long-term care funding. And how that's work is, in simple terms, right now, if you need some long-term care, which means you have a caregiver come into your house, or you go to assisted living, or maybe nursing home, or wherever the care setting happens to be, the ratio of nurse to patient right now for people who rely on Medi-Cal is 1 to 10. So that means one nurse is going to take care of 10 people, whether it's at home services or assisted living, wherever it may be. If you're a self-pay client, self-pay patient, where you've got enough money or you've got an insurance policy, the ratio for those facilities and those cares is 1 to 6. All right, so you don't need to be real good at math to figure out that you're going to get better service if you're able to self-pay. So this big beautiful bill, what that's done to Medicare, Medi-Cal, and Medicaid is it's going to change the dynamic. And you heard it here first, that the ratio for patients to caregiver is likely to go 1 to 12 or 1 to 14. And I'm thinking, okay, I think the happy, healthy, and dead is the best way to go here, because then you can avoid the insurance premiums and you can avoid sloppy long-term care as well. But that's what and I didn't make this prediction. This is coming from people who really know what they're talking about. But I can see where it's going for the healthcare, the long-term care and market for people. Add on to that the fact that the state of Washington a couple of years ago passed a payroll tax, where every W-2 is kicking in 5.6% of their income into a pool to pay some of their long-term care expenses. It's not very much, but the legislatures, every state knows that more than half of the people, when they need it, are going to go on Medi-Cal, and it's capped Medi-Cal in this state, is Medicaid everywhere else. So the legislature is getting really freaked out about this, and it has been like that for the last 25 years, where you can see the aging population. You may have heard of the baby boomers. Okay.
Yes, sir.
There's 10,000 a day turning 65. And half of those people, when they need it, they're going to end up on Medi-Cal. And so Washington State has already done something about it. California will probably be the next state to do something about it, and it's likely to come down to be a payroll tax to cover at least a basic amount of long-term care. But like what Washington State did, if you're a self-pay client, that is, if you got an insurance policy that says, okay, I'm going to be able to pay for my own long-term care expenses, you want to pay the tax. That's what the conversations have been with the legislature, and when it comes around to them actually doing something about it, that's likely to be the way it comes out. Now, that said, the state of California had a task force that met for 4 years and 35 meetings, and they came up with a recommendation that's now sitting, waiting for the legislature to pick it up and to start working on it. It would have come out last year, but we had floods, and this year we had a fire. And the last year was an election year, so that no legislator was going to recommend a bill that raised taxes during an election year. This year, when it become a bill, however, you may have heard we had a big fire up near Los Angeles. So that slowed things down as well. But it's eventually going to become a topic of conversation within the legislature. It'll become a bill, and then eventually some kind of law. So I'm following Johnny's lead here. I'm going to give a down-up report about everything that's going on.
Well, Jim, what I want to do is have another podcast interview with you just about your hybrid policies and how the cost of your policies and the benefits they give. Okay, so just a very succinct podcast related to that. They can hear you're our first podcast person, and long-term care is very comprehensive, as Jim was starting to tell us everything about it.
Okay, we can do that.
So we know.
So the bottom line, when you turn 65, you need to move down to Mexico and get yourself some nanny to take care of you. That's the bottom line.
I'll take all your stuff out there for you.
No problem.
So, okay, so we have, let's go to Kelly. Kelly, how are you doing?
Oh, it's perfect timing. I was just writing a goodbye message because I have to jump off in a few minutes.
Good.
Things are good. We're seeing a lot of logistics and transportation companies are still hiring a lot of staff right now. It is a candidates market at this moment. So it seems that there are, with the inflation, everything that's going on, candidates are less likely to leave their current companies unless you have a really great offer in front of them. So I think it's candidates, if they can get the opportunity, and especially if they're in a niche market, definitely have the upper hand in any hiring at this time. But we're seeing a big uptick in logistics, transportation, and a lot of fabrication right now.
When you say transportation, what do you
Any sort of transportation, air, ground, ocean, shipping. So any sort of transportation of goods being moved from one location to another.
like logistics coordinators and stuff like that?
Yeah, and salespeople. We're seeing a lot of dispatchers. Yeah, a lot of operational people within logistics as well.
Okay. Do you do anything with drivers?
We can do drivers and forklift drivers on a direct hire fee. We don't have, just because it's such a higher risk management as far as workers' comp fees are concerned. We can't hold them on our payroll, but we can find people that are direct hire. And then just depends on what our agreed terms are for that.
Okay, good to know. Any questions for Kelly? Okay, well, Kelly, we'll hopefully soon do your podcast. We'll set it for October maybe. And then the last person we have today, before we get to Johnny's announcement, is as a reminder, our meetings go to 12:15, so we get a chance to get everybody in. But it's almost 12 right now, so we have a little more time. Miguel, how are you doing? Let's go to Miguel Bravo from Comerica Bank.
Hi, folks. So we're doing good. Overall, the banking industry is experiencing like a period of digital transformation, and right now it's competition. So that competition specifically in the deposit growth category. So right now you've probably received a lot of notifications from your bank or other banks. They're vying for deposits. Here at Comerica, actually, we just introduced two new CD offers. One being a 60-day CD at 4.25 APY, and another new one that they offered now is a 90-day fixed CD for 4.15. So a lot of competition from all these other banks are kind of forcing the other banks to, offer more flexible CD products because a lot of people just, want flexibility. They're not really wanting to commit to a longer term. So hence, this is why it's driving other banks to offer, specifically actually Comerica as well, 60-day CDs and 90-day CDs. So overall, good. Deposit banking industry is pretty good. Loan growth is a little modest right now, but we're still lending. But overall, I can say that it's trending in the right direction so far.
I have CDs with you. They're great. And the other question is, did Beatrice sign on with you?
Yes, Beatrice did. I can't provide too many details due to privacy, but she did and met with Beatrice. Worked out, nice lady, and we were able to make some things work for her as well. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yep. Thank you.
Minimum on those CDs, Miguel?
2,500 is the minimum for the CDs, and they go up to 10 million. Just an FYI, for those of you that have 10 million, you're maxed out at 10 million.
Hey, a 4.5% return in 90 days, or not really, divided by 3.
Do you think that 4.2.5 is going to be around for a while?
For the foreseeable future, I think it'll be around up until I want to say mid-August, late August for sure. This was pretty sudden. This was a surprise for us as well because we were only offering either 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months. So again, competition right now amongst all the banks vying for the deposit growth and deposits is triggering these changes. So, I mean, they probably could even be better at the end of August, but I think they'll be around for a good for the next month or so.
Yeah, because in my case, it would the interest rate would go up from where it is now.
Possibly, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So, any questions for Miguel? The Comerica Bank. Jose, you need a banker, business banker. He's great.
I just yeah, I mean maybe down the line, yeah, definitely. They're learning a little bit more about it. I had a meeting yesterday with Chase.
That's right. The thing about Comerica is versus the kind of like those bigger B of A's and Chases is that you have somebody like Miguel who knows about everybody's businesses and he can give referrals to you. In other words, he knows your business in order to refer you. If that's the one thing that you want to look at when you're banking with somebody is, do they really know what you're doing, and are they going to be the person that's going to be there the next time you go in? So I highly recommend Comerica. They're on the traffic circle.
No, but are you guys incorporated? Because that would be the first thing I do, is get incorporated.
Yeah, like a LLC.
Yeah,
you're incorporated, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. They got that taken care of. So, these guys seem to be making all the right moves as they're getting going.